Hello everyone. In the previous video we have seen the basics of Python and installation process of Anaconda. Now in this video we are going to discuss about setting up the machine learning environment in Python. So now let's head towards the contents. Before jumping deep down into this, we must ask one question, and that is why we need to set up an environment for machine learning. The answer for this is very simple. Python is a vast language and it is not necessary that we will always use it for machine learning. We may use it for some different stuff also, but whenever we want to use it for machine learning, it should be equipped with all the necessary libraries that we require for the machine learning, and that is why we need to set up a different environment especially for the machine learning. Now in that particular environment, what all things does it involve? It involves Pandas, SciPy, NumPy, Scikit-Learn, Theano, TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch and Matplotlib. So let's now discuss them one by one. So let's first of all create environment for machine learning using the Anaconda prompt. We use the conda command followed by create that creates your new environment. Here /n is indicating the name. I have used the name as ML. You can name it whatever you want. After that, pip stands for preferred installer program, and you can use the below program to know your Python version. For example, my Python version was 3.9, so I have used 3.9 here. Now let me show you how you can do this. So first of all, we'll open the Anaconda navigator as we have seen in the previous video. After opening this, we'll go to this cmd.exe prompt. We'll click on launch. The moment we'll click on launch, it will open up the command prompt, and we'll use the same commands that I have given you, that is conda create and whatever name that you want to give. For example, I want to give the name as ml slash Abhinav. So I've given my name, and after that I want to say pip my Python version is 3.9. So the moment you'll hit enter, it will start doing things. And do you want to proceed further? Yes, we want to proceed further, and that's done. So after this thing is done, all we need to do is activate our environment. For example, if I want to activate my environment, I'll have to write conda. I'll write conda activate, and the name of my environment is ml underscore Abhinav. The moment I'll hit enter, I'll enter my environment. So that's as easy as this. Now after we have done the environmental setup, let us now look at each library one by one. So first of all, we'll look at one of the most important library, that is Pandas. So Pandas is a library which we do not use directly for the purpose of machine learning or deep learning of any of that sort, but it is specifically developed for the data extraction and the preparation of the data. For example, if we have certain type of data that is not clean, so extraction of the data, cleaning of the data, reading the data, this all things, and the presenting it in a good manner, not visualization. It may be used for some amount of visualization, but presenting the data in a better way. For this all things Pandas is used, and installing Pandas is very easy. We'll just use pip command to install the Pandas. So the practical installation process we'll do in the end. We'll install each and every libraries at once in the end, so that will not waste time in installing each of them individually, and you will be able to see how the process of installation is done. So the first library that we have seen is Pandas. Now the next library that we see is SciPy. This particular library contains different modules for optimization, linear algebra, integration and stats, and it is especially useful for image manipulation. So suppose you are having an image, you want to create some inversion on that image, or you want to play with that particular image properties. So this particular module, that is SciPy, is extensively used for this kind of works. Installation process is very easy for SciPy, that is pip install SciPy. One important thing to note here is the moment you install SciPy, it will automatically install NumPy for you. So you don't need to install NumPy differently. With that, let us quickly go to the NumPy also. NumPy is used for large multi-dimensional arrays and also used for matrix processing. So whenever we have some Fourier transformation, whenever we want to use linear algebra, and whenever to generate some random numbers, so there are times, especially for the data scientists, when you generate some random numbers to fill in the gaps, or just to test certain things, you want to seed some random numbers. So for that, NumPy is very essential tool. Again, if you want to just install NumPy, not the SciPy, you can use pip install NumPy to install just NumPy library. Now after NumPy, we have Scikit-Learn. So this is the most important library that you have to have whenever you are dealing with the machine learning programming. So even if you want to go for linear regression, logistic regression, decision tree, random forest, you say it, this particular library contains each and everything. So it supports most of the supervised and unsupervised learning algorithms. It is also used for some sort of data mining and data analysis. Again, installation process is very simple. Pip install Scikit-Learn. Remember, whenever we are using sklearn, we are just importing certain modules. That is not going to make you data scientist. You need to understand the math behind it. But anyways, we'll cover that in upcoming videos. This video is specially dedicated for the Python for data science, so we'll stick to that particular part. Now let us move to the next one, that is Theano. Theano is extensively used for the unit testing and self-verification, especially for the detection of the different types of error. But it is very powerful when it comes to the large scale computational intensive projects. So with the Theano, we are now moving towards a bit of deep learning. Previously, this Scikit-Learn and other, they were mostly used for the machine learning. Now from Theano, will more or less lean towards the deep learning parts. So again, installation process for the Theano is also simple. Pip install Theano. So after Theano, next library is TensorFlow. Before knowing TensorFlow, we must understand what exactly are tensors. So let us keep it short. For now, consider tensors as kind of metrics. So again, you will learn more deep about tensors in the mathematical concept that you will learn for data science. But right now, this particular library, which is TensorFlow, that is very useful for the deep neural networks, and it's developed by the Google Brain team. Again, the installation process for TensorFlow is very easy, that is just pip install TensorFlow. So after TensorFlow, the next library is Keras. Keras is again a high level API which is especially for the neural networks, and it is used along with the TensorFlow and Theano that we have already discussed. It has some inbuilt functions of grouping and combining and filtering of the data, because of which it is heavily used on the parallel side with the TensorFlow and Theano. Installation process for Keras is again very easy, that is pip install Keras. After Keras, the next library that is used is PyTorch. Now the PyTorch is one library that supports computer vision, NLP, machine learning. So it is kind of combination of everything, since it is implemented in C, which is wrapped by Lua. It is very essential for image processing if you want to have, or right now there are certain tools that people are creating, for example image recognition and other stuff. For that particular thing, PyTorch is very useful. Again, the installation process for PyTorch is very simple. You just need to pip install PyTorch. After PyTorch, we'll head towards the last but not the least library that we have, that is Matplotlib. So if you want to visualize any kind of data in Python, if you want to change any features, for example line styles, font properties, or formatting of axes, if you want to build histograms, bar graphs, box plots, or any of that sort, Matplotlib is the one-stop solutions for everything. So it is again very useful tool, especially for the data visualization part. It has no links with machine learning and other stuff, as we have already seen Pandas that has no direct link with machine learning and other stuffs. But this kind of libraries like Pandas and Matplotlib, they are useful for visualization of data and the cleaning of the data in a better way. So again, the installation process for Matplotlib is very easy. We just need to use pip install Matplotlib, that's all. Now after Matplotlib, we'll try to install each of them one by one using the Jupyter notebook. So you all will follow these steps along with me. Be ready, open your Python notebook. I'll show you how to open the Python notebook. Just do the steps with me. If you want, you can pause this video and follow me along, and after doing all the thing, you'll be able to install each of the libraries, which may consider it as your assignment. So for launching Jupyter, you will again open the Anaconda navigator. From here you will go to this Jupyter notebook and you will click on the launch. The moment you will click on the launch, it will open up in your browser like this. You can go to any of the directories where you want to create your file or Python file. After clicking on that particular folder, click on this button new and click on Python 3. After you click on Python 3, it will open up a new page with you, and you can just rename it. For example, I can name it as installation. So after that, just click on this button rename, and we'll try to import all the libraries one by one. So first of all, we'll start with the Pandas. The moment you'll write pip install Pandas, it will give you output that Pandas is installed. Since I have already installed the Pandas previously, so it is, for me the output was that your requirement is already satisfied. Same is for NumPy. Pip install NumPy. When you go to SciPy, again pip install SciPy, pip install TensorFlow. After this particular TensorFlow, we have pip install Scikit-Learn, which I have already installed. After we have pip installed Theano. After Theano we have pip install. So this is the exactly output that you'll receive the moment you'll install this package, collecting Theano, downloading. So it generally takes a bit of time. That is why I've done it previously, so that I don't waste your time in order to get the output of it. So again, pip install Keras. I have already installed it, that's why it is already satisfied. Pip install torch. Now this thing you have to remember, for PyTorch we have to write pip install torch, and in the slides I have written pip install PyTorch, so please do correct that particular thing. It is pip install torch. After pip install torch we have pip install Matplotlib. So the installation process is as simple as that, and we have successfully developed our machine learning environment.